This is the perfect RIA, in case you didn't know. Bringing you all the strategies to help your business grow. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Sit back and listen in while you feel the beat, yeah. Another myth bites the dust.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Follow Up Friday. I am your co-host, Matthew Jarvis, and with me, Micah Shalansky. We want to take just a couple minutes of your time to follow up on Monday's podcast, specifically to make sure that you've taken action, which is the only path to success, right? What you know doesn't help you. What you do consistently, that's what makes all the difference.
Amen. Now, a lot has happened in the last 4 or 5 days, right? So real quick, what were we talking about on Monday? And on Monday's podcast, we were talking about the importance, not of just of Surge, but what happens when you're done with Surge? What do you go and do? What activities, what things take place outside of the Surge bands? So you got to step back first and say, why do we do Surge? We do Surge. Now, again, before Jarvis and I really met, both were running Surges in our office, but really it was one or two other people at most that we had ever seen out of hundreds and hundreds, maybe probably thousands of advisors we ever talked to. No one else was really running Surge the way we were. But now what we're seeing is so many advisors are picking that up, which is just amazing and outstanding. And the whole reason behind running Surge is to deliver massive value to your clients, because you get an assembly line format, right? We get in that deep work concept. We're able to bring in a lot of clients, do some great repetitive process, which deliver more value, which is wonderful. But then you have all of this time outside of Surge. How do you fill it?
Mike, I have to ask real quick. We've talked. You and I have talked to hundreds of advisors now that are doing Surge, and they talk about transforming their lives. And has anybody told you who started doing Surge that it was a bad deal? I've had advisors tell me, "Boy, it's a lot of work. I haven't figured out how to handle these logistical things yet." I'm just curious. I've not met anybody who said, "Wow, I went back to just doing this haphazard, meet whenever, screwing around, playing office thing."
No, it's amazing. It's almost the same as buckets, right? Once someone starts doing buckets approach, they never go back. It's the same thing with Surge. Every advisor that I've talked to that does Surge absolutely loves it. Again, they say it is a lot of work, right? That is, and there's always things to fix. There's always things to improve, which is we're going to talk about in just a minute. But it is such a great way to deliver value.
That's right. So when Surge ends and you take time to study guardrails versus buckets, there's a long internal joke on that one. One of the ways to end Surge is to have a very clean transition from this hard going Surge to what we'll call a light schedule or non-Surge schedule. That's where you go from Surge directly into, literally days later, directly into travel with your family, directly into a mastermind, directly into personal development, directly just into a week of solitude where you're saying to your office, "Hey, my phone is off. And if there's something that's so urgent that you need me, you'll have to drive to my house, knock on my door, and we'll talk about it then."
Yeah, and this is really, really important, right? Because what happens is we get into a playing office mode, and this is what you have to avoid. Because all that time you were in the office, you were dressing up, you were rocking it, you were being super successful, and we get a lot of endorphins out of that, right? We get a lot of satisfaction from being able to add value to people's lives. Then you turn that spigot off all of a sudden and says, "Great, well, now I have all of this time. I'm used to being a high performer as of yesterday. Now I don't have client meetings. What the heck do I do?" And this is the importance of a light schedule. This allows me to add value and not have head trash creep in, because I can have a lot of head trash creep in if I'm not meeting with clients. So I create a light schedule in the mornings. When do I need to wake up? What do I need to do? When can my team talk to me? When can they not talk to me? And most importantly, when am I going to engage with my family? What activities am I going to do? Now, I use family in a very broad sense. I absolutely mean my spouse and my children, my extended family, but also throw friends into that same mix as well, because those relationships are also really important.
Yeah, and on that note, right, time blocking is the only way you can get through Surge. You cannot do Surge haphazardly. It has to be time blocked. The same is true for your general life. So, Mike, as you point out, you've got to block time on your calendar. Here's when I'm doing things with my family. Here's when I'm doing things with my friends, my personal development. Yes, times change. Yes, things come up just like during Surge. But Parkinson's law is in effect, in all areas of your life. You either give it a place to live, or you'll just devolve into this playing office, playing home, playing dad, playing spouse, whatever.
Yeah, but playing, but not actually being, right? So not in a good way. So one of the things, Jarvis, that I've actually found before I had this light schedule that I would create in Surge is I would get in bad mental space and I wouldn't be a good husband and a good dad in this period in time. Versus now with a light schedule, I get up in the morning, I rock out the things that we're going to do. I feel like I've accomplished these things. Now I don't have things weighing in the back of my mind where I'm not actually engaged with my family, not actually engaged with my friends in my activity, because I got up in the morning, I was a rock star, I got my stuff done, checked off all the boxes. Now I'm able to move on to the next thing, which is the importance of a light schedule.
I love that. It's so great. A couple of action items I want to highlight. First thing would be, if you have not already taken the free, I can't believe we do free things, Micah, our free time blocking course, email lifestyle@theperfectRIA, mention this episode, and Shelby and Amber will get you access to our training video that actually Mike and I recorded when we were in Hawaii together one time, speaking of taking times for friends.
That's right. And yes, we do consider that time for fun because we have so much time talking business. All of a sudden we're like, oh crap, let's turn on my camera and let's go through this. It's such great content. All right. Number 2, I'm really going to say really important things to do. Book something after surge. This is an action item that we talked about last time. Really, really important. Look at your next surge schedule. The next big one for me is going to be in fall. I have a couple of light surges, but my next big one in fall. Awesome. As soon as that ends, what am I going to do? And I want it booked on the calendar, and it creates a forcing mechanism to not only end surge, but to transition me to the next level, the next calendaring system that we have set up.
That's right. Another action item is to do that debrief meeting we talked about with your team. If you haven't scheduled that off site, get that scheduled. If you're a member of the Backstage Pass, go ahead and log in. You can see a copy of the agenda that we use for those quarterly team meetings. Again, that's a guideline that works for Micah and I. Change it to work for you and your team, but it's always easier to adapt than to create.
Awesome. And most importantly, have fun. We add tremendous amount of value to our clients and our family and our spouse and our children and our friends that's out there. And it starts about you being a better person. Our game is a PD game, a personal development game. And so much of that is having fun in things that we do. And we're so blessed to be in this profession that we get to have so much fun and engage in so many things. So another action item on there right after having fun. Part of having fun is leaving people 5-star reviews. And that's on this podcast. So jump on there, leave us another 5-star review. Vote early, vote often. And until next time, happy planning.
Happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife. The perfect RIA, the perfect